Processing output.
Attention viewers, BigJackFilms is unavailable at the moment due to missing in action. But he has left a recording before his absence for you to enjoy.
The following is a fan-based video review under fair use. All the King Kong books are owned by their authors and respective owners. Please support the official releases and purchases. Hey guys, what's up? It's BigJackFilms here, and welcome back to the King Kong review series, and welcome once again to another installment of Behind the Gates. This is a non-scripted part of the show where I just unopen stuff I recently purchased that's Kong related. With that said, you guys might remember my Kong Books episode I did a while ago. Well, we actually got a few updates this time around, and I figured I'd show them off in this episode. First and foremost, to add to the book collection, I actually just obtained The World of Kong and Natural History of Skull Island. I picked this up for about $3 at a local thrift shop. It was literally sitting on a coffee table, and I was just like, yoink. So I grabbed it, I've read it, it's a wonderful read, and I might do an update episode down the line when it comes to updating my book collection on Kong, but for now I figured I'd show that I finally got it, and it was $3. Yeah! Suck it, monstrosities. And yes, I know, Bidensaurus is in this book. But that's not the only thing I picked up recently. I also managed to pick up the 2017 variant of the Kong 76 DVD version, which if you guys have seen my video formats episode, I did cover the first two versions and a few others in between. But this one I've been wanting to get for a while just because it's a variant, and it actually is somewhat different in comparison to the original DVD version. For one thing, the disc is completely different. It's not a picture of Jessica Lange or the ape on the front of it, it's just one of those silver versions that DVDs unfortunately started to get really lazy on. On top of that, this case is somewhat lighter and a tad more cheap, but it's good to have in my video format collection. But that's not why we're here this time around. This episode, I wanted to showcase something that's actually a follow-up to something I did cover in my books episode. If you guys remember me covering Kong Unmade, here's a clip of what I had to say about it. Next is the recently published tales of Kong Unmade, the lost films of Skull Island. Since the advent of the internet and more stories of the cancelled productions have been released to the public, this book accounts the majority of cancelled productions in King Kong's history. Hell, some I didn't even know existed, like Joe Meets Tarzan, King Kong vs. Orca, and Space Kong. Maybe someday I'll talk about those little tidbits, but not in the near future. But what's great about this book is that it came out after our show was in the mainstream. Actually, the author was inspired to write the book because of it. In fact, he actually gave this to us as a gift. Why? Because I put my own 2 cents into it. Yeah, think of it as an extended promotion, but I actually did have some involvement in this book. Maybe not a lot, but I helped out however I could. So for those who want to see the King Kong reviews expand a little into book form, check out the link in the description and get yourself a copy on Amazon. It's honestly worth the price and a great read, and I'm glad that my work in some ways helped in getting this book published. Now yes, I did have a hand in this book, and you can find some of my passages in a few pages, but that's not what we're here to talk about. This is essentially the first edition, but the author of the book, John Lemay, had announced on Facebook and social media that he was doing a follow-up, and I basically asked for a copy. So that's what we have in this package on Amazon today. Once again, a big thank you to John Lemay for essentially sponsoring this episode. We got essentially a review copy of the book sent to us, and we're gonna take a look at it today. So let's open her up. Remember kids, when you're opening packages, especially with cutting materials, make sure you ask for your parents' permission. And this time around, we're gonna use my jackknife. Yes, that's meant to be a pun. Alright, let's see here. Ooh, okay. Wow. I'm already impressed just with the cover alone. So here it is, guys. It's the second edition of Kong Unmade, the Lost Films of Skull Island Revisited from 1925 to 1960. I guess there's some inclusion of something like some stuff from the Lost World or whatnot. I'm not sure yet, but I have read the original book, and it actually is quite a fascinating read, and it's really good for research regarding lost films in the Kong franchise. But here's the cover. As you can see, we've got Wasai Kingu Kongu on the front. We've got concept art from the first draft of Kong from the Beast, images of the Lost Island, the parody of Lost film, Kong vs. Frankenstein, Creation, and even some other stuff at the bottom. I think that's the Beast from Hollow Mountain colorized, and on the back we have concept art of Kong vs. Frankenstein by Willis O'Brien. We might as well read the back to see what we're getting into this time. Ready for the return trip to Skull Island? You bet your sweet ass I am. If so, then you're in luck, because the second edition of Kong Unmade was so huge that it had to be split into 2 volumes. Really? This is only volume 1? Holy shit, this is only volume 1. I have to get volume 2 sometime. This revised and expanded edition is not only revisits the original chapters with new information, but contains over a dozen new entries. Ooh, I wonder if any of my reviews made it to this version. From 1931's Creation to 1958's King Kong vs. Frankenstein, this book covers uncompleted projects related to the original King Kong, including sequels like The Eighth Wonder, Tarzan vs. King Kong, and The New Adventures of King Kong. One thing I will say about the original book is that they slightly include some stuff from The Legend of King Kong in the 96 version, which I'm really hoping this time around they really expand on. This version has been expanded to cover related projects like Marion C. Cooper's War Eagles, Ray Harryhausen's Evolution, and Charlie Gamora's Unmade 8 movies like The Big Thaw. That sounds like a porno parody. God forbid I've done enough of those. Because Skullfuck Island was copyrighted.
Brilliant! Is there 18 in your bed?
Fuck off! 18 is still on a diplomatic mission, by the way. And The Lady and the Gorilla. Although I heard rumors that one of the films that may be covered on here is something like Igangi, which... oh god, I don't even want to think about that picture. Add to this lost films like The Island of Sunken Gold, a 1927 silent film featuring an ape called Kong 6 years before the original. Really? Okay, I'm gonna have to read this to discover what the hell that is, because that will definitely make for a good review down the line. And Robert Armstrong's first tussle with a big gorilla in the same year, The Leopard's Lady. And you've got a lot of exploring to do. Okay, so that one I've never heard of either, so there's going to be tons of material to work with here for future episodes. Taking a brief look into here, much like the first edition, there's tons of concept art and images from some of the lost projects, but this is going to be a good read to go through when I take a look at it and see if there's any projects worth doing an episode on. Again, a short episode, but a big thank you to John Lemay for providing us sponsorship in talking about this book. I will definitely be giving this a read down the line and giving my overall thoughts of it, probably on social media. But this was just an unboxing to give you guys an idea of what's available. And if you guys want to purchase a copy of Kong Unmade along with the first edition, I'd highly recommend checking them out. I should also point out that I purchased John Lemlay's other book, Jaws Unmade, which is a documentation of all the canceled Jaws movies that never got off the ground. And unlike the Kong versions, this one is a hardcover, so who knows, down the line, John, maybe you can make a hardcover version of these books. But I overall love John's material. He's a great author, he's got good insight, and his books are very informative for Kong fans, monster movie fans, and filmgoers in general. So once again, if you guys want to purchase these, link down below. But that's all I got for this particular episode of Behind the Gates. I know it's relatively short. In fact, a lot of our Kong reviews are relatively short. But I wanted to share a new unboxing with you guys and get some more material out there for you. However, next time I have a few plans to go back to some parody corners and give you guys some more Kong-related material. And overall, just looking at the cover in of itself, and I know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, I'm gonna give this book and this unboxing a good 8 out of 10. I'm looking forward to reading this. So until the next video, guys, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. This is BigJackFilms signing off for now, saying happy reading, and I've got some reading to do myself. Oh shit, that's a nice poster for War Eagles. Look at that!